Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayanam Namaskritya Naram Chaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayamudire. Nashtaprayeshu Bhadreshu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya. Bhagavati Uttam Shloke Bhaktir Bhagavati Nashtiki. So continuing with the discussion on Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 2, Chapter 4, The Process of Creation. Text number 3, 4 onwards. So these verses are being spoken by Sut Goswami to Shaunak Rishi and on. Paprich chemam evartham yanmam prichat suttama Krishna anubhava shravane shradhano mahamanaha Sanstha Vigyaya Sanyasya Karmuttara Vargikam Chayat Vasudeva Bhagavati Atum Bhavam Dranam Gataha. O great sages, the great soul Maharaj Parikshit, constantly wrapped in thought of Lord Krishna, knowing well of his imminent death, renounced all sorts of fruitive activities, namely acts of religion, economic development, and sense gratification, in dharma, artha, and kam, and thus fixed himself firmly in his natural love for Krishna, and asked all these questions exactly as you are asking me. So even at the last moment, Parikshit Maharaj was asking questions for his own advancement, for his own benefit. The three activities of religion, economic development, and sense gratification are generally attractive for conditioned souls, struggling for existence in the material world. Such regulated activities prescribed in the Vedas are called the Karma-Khandya conception of life. And householders are generally recommended to follow the rules just to enjoy material prosperity, both in this life and in the next. Most people are attracted by such activities. So this is a proper saying. This is actually most of the Vedas, they deal with this Karma-Khandya activities only. Why? Because most people, 96% of people are attracted by this. And then very few, 3.9% attracted by Gyan activity. And very little are attracted by Bhakti. So that's why even in Vedas, Bhakti part is not that mentioned in that detail. So only the six Goswamis or the Vaishnava Acharyas have talked about Bhakti, but not in the main Vedas it is mentioned. Not in that detail actually. Most people are attracted by such activities. Even in the activities of the modern godless civilization, people are more concerned with economic development and sense gratification without any religious sentiments. As a great emperor of the world, Maharaj Parikshit had to observe such regulations of the Vedic Karma-Khandya section, but by his slight association with Sukadev Goswami, he could perfectly understand the Lord Krishna, the absolute personality of Godhead Vasudeva, for whom he had a natural love since birth, is everything. And thus he fixed his mind firmly upon him, renouncing all modes of Vedic Karma-Khandya activities. So as an emperor and as a grihastha, it is said Maharaj Parikshit must be involved in all these Karma-Khandya activities. But now he just left everything and he fixed his mind firmly upon Krishna. This perfectional stage is attained by a jnani after many births. The jnanis or the empiric philosophers endeavoring for liberation are thousands of times better than the fruitive workers, and out of hundreds and thousands of such jnanis, one is liberated actually. And out of hundreds of thousands of such liberated persons, even one person is rarely found who can firmly fix his mind unto the lotus feet of Lord Shri Krishna, as declared by the Lord himself in Bhagavad Gita 7:19. So it's so difficult to find a person. It is very rare, sudurlabha, to find a person who can fix his mind unto the lotus feet of Lord Shri Krishna. But then the question arises, why would anybody try to do that when it is so difficult and so rare? Well, as we have discussed in this Bhagavad Gita 7:19, seventh chapter, the beginning of seventh chapter, we know the first six chapters are Karma Khanda, or Karma Yoga. So beginning of seventh chapter, there's still some Karma Yoga. Karma Yoga means one tries to elevate himself by his own strength, by his own capabilities. But chapter 7 through 12 actually deal with Bhakti Yoga, in which the main thing is Chatushloki Bhagavad Gita 10.8 through 12, in which Krishna says, one who serves me, one who worships me with love, I give him the understanding by which he comes to me. Means mercy. Of course, we have to serve him with our love, but we don't expect that our service or whatever attention we can give, that will attract Krishna, or that can make us eligible to go back to Godhead. His mercy, that's what matters the most. So when his mercy is there, then it hardly matters hundreds and thousands of people or not. He can take everybody home. It's not a problem for him. So Maharaj Parikshit is specially qualified with the word Mahamana, which puts him on an equal level with the Mahatmas described in the Bhagavad Gita. So Mahatmas described in the Bhagavad Gita is Devi Esha Gunamai Mamaya. No, I'm sorry. Mahatmanas to Mahampartha Devi Prakriti Mashita. Those who have taken shelter of internal potency of Krishna, they are called Mahatmas. In the later age, also, there have been many Mahatmas of this type, and they also gave up all karma-kandiya conception of lives, solely and wholly depending on the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Krishna. Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu himself said, Lord Krishna, who is a lover of many devotees, women, may embrace this fully surrendered maidservant, or may trample me with his feet, or he may render me broken-hearted by not being present before me for a long duration of time. But still he is nothing less than the absolute Lord of my heart. So that is a qualification of the Mahatma, is fully surrendered to Krishna. Srila Rupa Goswami has said, O Lord of the poor, do what you like with me. Give me either mercy or punishment. But in this world I have none to look to except your Lordship. The chatak bird always prays for the cloud, regardless of whether it showers rains or throws a thunderbolt. See, this is the position of very highly elevated devotees, fully in love with Krishna. Srila Madhvendra Puri, the grand spiritual master of Lord Chaitanya, took leave of all karma-kandiya obligations in the following words. O my evening prayer, all good unto you. O my morning bath, I bid you goodbye. O demigods and forefathers, please excuse me. I am unable to perform any more offerings for your pleasure. Now I have decided to free myself from all reactions to sins, simply by remembering anywhere and everywhere the great descendant of Yadu and the great enemy of Kamsa, Lord Krishna. I think that is sufficient for me. So what's the use of further endeavors? So if one is fully surrendered to Krishna, has fixed his mind completely at the lotus feet of Krishna, he doesn't need to do anything else. Srila Madhvendra Puri said further, let the sharp moralist accuse me of being illusioned. I do not mind. Experts in Vedic activities may slander me as being misled. Friends and relatives may call me frustrated. My brothers may call me a fool, and the wealthy Mammonites may point me out as mad, and the learned philosophers may assert that I'm too much proud. Still, my mind does not budge an inch from the determination to serve the lotus feet of Govinda, though I be unable to do it. So these are their not just realizations, these are the words coming out from their heart. That these are the words they have put to their feelings towards Krishna. And these words are not to gain some worldly respect from people in general. That, oh, see, this Prabhuji or this Maharaji has written wonderful words. No, these are their own feelings towards Krishna coming out in the form of words. So this is not something we can imitate. We can really appreciate their feelings and we can pray to them to make us also come to that level. But but we have to work for it. That's all. And also Prahlad Maharaj said, religion, economic development, and sense gratification are celebrated as three means of attaining the path of salvation. Of this, Ikshatrayi, especially, that is knowledge of the self, knowledge of the fruitive activities, and logic, and also politics and economics, are different means of livelihood. All these are different subjects of Vedic education, and therefore I consider them temporary engagements. On the other hand, surrendering unto the Supreme Lord Vishnu is a factual gain in life, and I consider it the ultimate truth. So Prahlad Maharaj is saying this, that just surrendering unto Krishna is the ultimate goal. The whole matter is concluded in Bhagavad Gita as we have Sayatmika Buddhi, or the absolute path of perfection. Srila Baldev Vidyabhushan, a great Vaishnava scholar, defines this as accepting transcendental loving service to the Lord as a prime duty, free from fruitive reaction. So Maharaj Parikshit was perfectly right when he firmly accepted the lotus feet of Lord Krishna, renouncing all karma khandya conceptions of life. So this is another beauty of Srila Prabhupada's commentaries, Prabhupada's purports, that he never, any place he wrote down, I think, I believe, it must have been like this, perhaps it is like that. No. He wrote everything with full authority, and that too, he is quoting so many acharyas in his purports. And even if he doesn't say the verse number, but whatever he is right, it's everything is in the scriptures, either acharyas or scriptures. So anyway, whatever the acharya said, that's also a scripture. So he doesn't write anything on his own. He's quoting everywhere. He's quoting means everything is so bona fide in his purports. He's not making up anything. Text 5. Raja Vacha. Now Parikshit Maharaj is asking question to Sukadev Goswami. Samichinam vacho brahman sarvagyasya tavanatha tamo vishiryate mayam hare kathyata katham. Maharaj Parikshit said, O learned Brahman, you know everything because you are without material contamination. Therefore, whatever you have spoken to me appears perfectly right. Your speeches are gradually destroying the darkness of my ignorance, for you are narrating the topics of the Lord. So, Sukadev Goswami had told him to think of, to concentrate on Krishna. So, in between, Shaunak Rishi started speaking to Sud Goswami. So, that was mentioned in Bhagavatam. Now we are coming back to that original conversation that was going on between Parikshit Maharaj and Sukadev Goswami. The practical experience of Maharaj Parikshit is disclosed here, revealing that transcendental topics of the Lord act like injections when received by the sincere devotee from a person who is perfectly uncontaminated by material tinges. So So to speak Krishna Katha properly and to make the words very potent and effective so that people appreciate them, people's hearts get transformed, one has to be very pure. Pure in thoughts, pure in activities, pure in consciousness, pure in dealings, pure in eating, pure in everything. It's not just the words, it's a person who's speaking those words that also matter. That's why, if we look at Srila Prabhupada, he came to America at a very advanced age of about 70. And in next 12 years, he traveled all over the world 14 times and he initiated about 10,000 disciples. And not just initiated, opened the temples, opened farm communities, restaurants, wrote so many books, gave so many lectures, interviews, letters, managed the whole society at that advanced age. And that too, without any mobile phone or email or computers or anything like that. That was the purity. Even till today in America, this is where he started the movement and where he had the most disciples from. Even till today, we don't have that many American body devotees. The Indian bodies are there, yes. Indians, they take up devotion service very easily. But to preach to Americans, to convert them, to transform their heart, to make them fully surrendered to Krishna, to the movement, to the path which they had never heard of. They had never heard of Krishna as God or Jagannath as God. And they took it up wholly, solely. Even today, with so many Maharajas coming here from ISKCON, so many preachers coming here, we don't have that many American devotees. Not even that many. We don't have. I mean, we can count on fingers the new American devotees. And at that time, when Prabhupada was preaching, he was so pure, fully surrendered. People just joined him. They just felt when they met Swamiji, when they met Prabhupada, they felt he's our well-wisher. He's a genuine well-wisher. That is purity. And this is what Parikshit Maharaj said. Because you are pure, because you are without any material contamination, therefore whatever you have spoken to me appears perfectly right. The practical experience of Maharaj Parikshit is disclosed here, revealing that transcendental topics of the Lord act like injections when received by sincere devotee from a person who's perfectly uncontaminated by material tinges. In other words, reception of the messages of Srimad Bhagavatam from professional men heard by a Karm Khandiya audience never acts miraculously as stated here. Devotional hearing of the messages of the Lord is not like hearing ordinary topics. Therefore, the action will be felt by the sincere hearer by experience of the gradual disappearance of ignorance. So when we take that message coming from such a pure person, it really takes effect on our heart. And what happens is the gradual disappearance of ignorance. When a hungry man is given food to eat, he feels satiation of hunger and the pleasure of dining simultaneously. Thus, he does not have to ask whether he has actually been fed or not. The crucial test of hearing Srimad Bhagavatam is that one should get positive enlightenment by such an act. So this is the test of hearing Bhagavatam. And one is getting enlightenment. One's ignorance is getting removed. Text 6. Bhuya ev vivitsami bhagwan atma mayaya yathedam srijate vishvam Durvibhavyam adhishvara hai. I beg to know from you how the personality of God, by his personal energies, creates these phenomenal universes as they are, which are inconceivable even to the great demigods. So now here Parikshit Maharaj is asking from now he is starting from the very beginning, how he creates all these universes. That's why this chapter is entitled The Process of Creation. So that will take some time for Shuddha Goswami to explain. Because Krishna does the creation and then Brahmaji does the secondary creation. The whole thing goes on. Third canto is also full of these stories. And lots of figures will show up in third canto. Anyway, in every inquisitive mind, the important question of the creation of the phenomenal world arises. And therefore, for a personality like Maharaj Parikshit, who wants to know all the activities of the Lord from his spiritual master, such an inquiry is not uncommon. For every unknown thing, we have to learn and inquire from a learned personality. The question of creation is also one of such inquiries to be made to the right person. The spiritual master, therefore, must be one who is Samagya, as stated herein before, in connection with Sukadev Goswami. Thus, all inquiries on God which are unknown to the disciple may be made from the qualified spiritual master. And here the practical example is set by Maharaj Parikshit. It was, however, already known to Maharaj Parikshit that everything we see is born out of energy of the Lord, as we have all learned in the very beginning of Srimad Bhagavatam, Janmadhyasya Yataha, means everything comes from him. He is the source of everything. So Maharaj Parikshit wanted to know the process of creation. The origin of creation was known to him. Otherwise, he would not have inquired how the personality of Godhead, by his different energies, creates this phenomenal world. The common man also knows that creation is made by some creator and is not created automatically. We have no experience in the practical world that a thing is created automatically. Foolish people say that the creative energy is independent and acts automatically as electric energy works. But the intelligent man knows that even the electrical energy is generated by an expert engineer in the localized powerhouse, and thus the energy is distributed everywhere under the resident engineer's supervision. The Lord's supervision in connection with creation is mentioned even in Bhagavad Gita, and it is clearly stated there that the material energy is a manifestation of one of many such energies of the Supreme. So Prabhupada goes further, lots of big purport. So towards the end, Prabhupada writing, Maharaj Parikshit did not ask his spiritual master, Sukadeva Goswami, to narrate Lord Krishna's pastimes in Vrindavan. He wanted to hear first about the creation of the Lord. Sukadeva Goswami did not say that king should hear about the direct transcendental pastimes of the Lord. The time was very short, and naturally Sukadeva Goswami could have gone directly to the 10th canto to make shortcut of the whole thing, as generally done by the professional reciters. But neither the king nor the great speaker of Srimad Bhagavatam jumped up like the organizers of Bhagavatam. Both of them proceeded systematically, so that both future readers and hearers might take lessons from the example of the procedure of reciting Srimad Bhagavatam. See, they are going, so like, look at the question of Parikshit Maharaj. First he asked, what should a person do who is about to die? And when he heard that he should concentrate his mind on pastimes of Krishna, name of Krishna, hear about Krishna. And the next question he asks is, how his principal energies are involved in the process of creation? Means he wants to know everything about Krishna. Everything. Not just the pastimes with Radharani and gopis. Because if we just hear those pastimes, we can become emotional or sentimentalist fools. But now Maharaj Parikshit is going step by step, systematically from the very beginning. Means he is going to develop full faith and love in Krishna. So it's a very long purport. You can read it. Let's go towards the end. Only when one knows Lord Krishna's greatness can one firmly put one's unflinching faith in him. Otherwise, like the common man, even the great leaders of men will mistake Lord Krishna for one of the many demigods, or a historical personality, or a myth only. The transcendental pastimes of the Lord in Vrindavan, or even at Dwarka, are relishable for persons who have already qualified themselves in advanced spiritual techniques. And the common man may be able to attain to such a plane by the gradual process of service and inquiries, as we shall see in the behavior of Maharaj Parikshit. So one has to first have unflinching faith in Krishna and Krishna's greatness. Then one can become qualified to hear about his intimate pastimes. So I'll stop here. See anybody has any questions or comments?
Thank you very much, Prabhuji, for the nice class.
Thank you, Praja. Thank you, Prabhu. So I guess we can stop here. You all have a wonderful day. Hare Krishna. Jai Srila Prabhupada.
Hare Krishna.
Thank you.
Jai Srila
Hare
Prabhupada.